Okay, new thingy starting OBS. Starting iPhone. Okay, clapping it in, ready? 3. Hi, I'm Rusty. Today we're going to be exploring Generative Fill. We're going to take a couple of famous characters and mess around with them a little bit. I really don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to pass along to you all of the knowledge I've tried to accumulate so far in figuring out how to work with this new, crazy, wonderful world of AI. So let's find a couple of public domain images. We'll go over here to Google Images, of course. This is our main source of stuff. Let's go with Mr. Beast. Two of the most famous people I can think of. Let's go with Jim Jam here. Okay, I already know that a black on a black background does not work very well with Generative Fill. It needs to have really defined lines. None of these are really good. It only shows them from the chest up, which is fine because we'll fill it out with Generative Fill. But we need a decent image to start with. That one might work. I think this might be the one to work with. Public domain, obviously. Right click, save image as Jimmy. And now let's do Elon Musk, the other super famous person. Okay, black on black background, we don't do. I've learned my lesson with that. Look at his face on this one. That would be sick, but we need a decent quality pick too. That's good, but it's not very flattering. Why are they all black on black background? Come on. So Jimmy's standing in the other one. We want him to be standing. Let's do this one. Right click, save image as Elon. Okay, now let's open up Photoshop and we're gonna pull in our images. We're just gonna kind of have some fun and let this project evolve as it wants to. But I'm gonna share with you everything I figured out so far. New file, 1920 by 1080. Here we go, file, open. And I always save everything to the same folder so you can keep it very organized. Jimmy, let's work with Jim Jam first. So double click that. And we're gonna grab that layer and pull it into our main project. Oof, it's not a great quality image, but that's okay. Let's right click on the layer and convert to smart object. That way, if we reduce the size and then bring it back up again, we won't lose quality. That's the reason for making it a smart object. So let's center him right here. He's already 2/3 the size of the canvas. That's gonna be just about right for what we want. I want to have the two of them kind of standing next to each other. So we're gonna hover over the square here. We're going to hold shift to maintain ratios as we resize. And we're going to left click and pull it down to about right there. Okay, now let's get into generative fill. This is where the fun stuff begins. Make sure we're on our Mr. Beast layer. And we're gonna go over here to rectangular marquee. Actually, he's not quite small enough. So let's hit the move tool again. Hover over one of these little resizing corners here. We're gonna hold shift, maintain ratios, and bring him like that. That's about right for fitting in his, let's actually just put it right here. Let's put it right here at 1/3 the size of what he was to begin. We'll put him here in this rectangle. If you want to show rule of thirds, these little lines right here, go up to view, go down to extras, and click that. So view, extras, and click that. So now you've got rule of thirds. So we're gonna make him 1/9 the size of this 19 by 20 canvas. Okay, great. So make sure you clicked on the layer. We're gonna go to, this time let's do rectangular marquee tool, and we're gonna put where we think the rest of his body should be. Let's do like that. Okay, we're gonna hit Generative Fill. That will indicate the area that Generative Fill will wanna work with. We're gonna hit Generate and see if it can do it without any prompt whatsoever. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm worried about the text on his shirt there. We'll see how it goes. What the heck? My dude, no. Generative Fill, what? God. Okay, let's do Control Z to back up out of there. Let's deselect. Let's do the lasso tool. So let's see if we can figure out what the rest of his body's doing just with a rough shape like that. We're gonna hit Generative Fill and then Generate. I might have to add a prompt. Might have to. It's mesmerizing, but I don't know what it is. Okay, Control Z twice. Deselect. Let's try that again. Rectangular marquee tool, draw general shape, fill in the rest of his body. It seems very confused by this picture. I think it might be the text. Okay. Sorry, Jimmy. That one's funny, but let's just hit generate again. Sorry, Jim Jam. Okay. Those are just bad pics. Those Control Z twice, 3 times, 4 times, deselect. Let's go back and find a different image. Mr. Beast. I guess it's gotta be one with no text on it. Probably would help. Oof, this is crazy. Okay, let's try this one. Ooh, it's an excellent quality. Right click, save image as Mr. Beast. Okay, back to Photoshop. We've already got our 19 by 20. Let's just delete that layer. File, open, our new higher quality pick. That's gonna be better anyway, great. So grab that layer and bring it over into our project. We're gonna go right click, convert to smart object. We're gonna hit move, and we're going to grab this handle here, hold shift, and bring it down to the size we wanna work with. Let's do about right there. That's a little bigger than a third. Okay, so make sure we're clicked on the layer, rectangular marquee tool. Let's just do like that and see if it can do it on its own. It usually does. Maybe we'll try the period technique next. Come on, Jimmy Jim. Okay, let's just hit generate again. It did a great job on the background. What the heck? Okay, that one's not bad. That one's terrible. Okay, I don't know if we would ever wear that, but it doesn't really matter. This step is very important moving forward. Make sure you merge the layers when you're moving on to the next step, because if you do not merge the layers, Generative Fill will get very confused, start incorporating stuff from invisible layers and layers that you don't want. So we're going to click on our Generative Fill layer. We're going to hold shift, very important, and click on the other layer. We're gonna right click, we're gonna go merge layers. Now you can see that they're both one as I turn visibility on and off. Let's go ahead and go to the move tool. We're gonna hold shift and we're gonna balance that up like that. And let's see if we can put on the rest of his body. So we're gonna make sure our layer is clicked. We're gonna let's try the lasso tool. This should be a slam dunk. That should be his feet right there. And we're gonna go Generative Fill, hit generate. I don't know what that is. And that's a little odd, but it might work. Generative Fill always just wants to make people taller and taller and taller. That's pretty close. Okay, it's gonna be smaller than this anyway, so let's go ahead and, again, we're gonna merge those layers. Okay, you see on the right-hand side here, we've got 3 selections. Generative Fill always gives 3 options to choose from. This one's not very good. Let's click the middle one. That one's better. And that one will just have to add an entirely another step just to fill out his shoes. So let's just go with this one right here. Make sure that layer is highlighted down here in the layers panel. Oh, let's turn on mouse highlight. Let's make sure our Generative Fill layer is active, highlighted, and then let's hold shift, very important, and click the other layer that we're working with. We're gonna go right click, we're going to go merge layers. So now those are all one layer. So now what I'd like to do is remove the background. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna click the contextual taskbar, which is right here. By the way, if you do not have the contextual taskbar, it's very easy to make it come up. All you have to do is go to Windows, go all the way down here to contextual taskbar near the bottom. As you can see, I just turned it off. So Windows, all the way down to contextual taskbar, and now it's on. And then you can pin it wherever you want. If you click the little 3 dots on the right-hand side, you can unpin it. Oh, you move it around by grabbing this little vertical line on the left-hand side. Let's just pin it right here. Left click, pin. So now it's not gonna move. So we've got our complete Jimmy. That's all one layer. So let's go to full Jimmy, contextual taskbar, hit remove background. We'll see if it does a good job first time out of the gate. Okay, why are his feet so small now though? Let's hold space to move around the canvas, scroll up on the mouse wheel. Up here in the contextual taskbar, they've added a very nice feature, add to mask and subtract from mask. I think it missed some of the mask here, so let's do add to mask. And let's reduce the size of this with the parentheses button. No, that's all it made. Well, we might be able to fudge it a little bit since it's gonna be a lot smaller. It's okay to see some of that grass there. We're adding to the mask right now. The AI was a little bit chintzy with the mask. We have to kind of fudge it a little bit. Okay, so that looks better. In fact, that looks good. You can zoom in and out on your project with your mouse wheel. We've got our Mr. Beast, we've got our Jim Jam selected. We're gonna go File, Export As, Export, Mr. Beast, Final. Again, everything goes in my same folder. Okay, now let's do Elon. File, New. New project just makes it simpler to work with. File, Open. Where's Elon? Here he is. And there's Elon with an excellent quality photo. We're gonna grab this layer and bring it over here into our brand new project, and we're gonna plop it down. We're gonna hit the move tool, and we're gonna right click our layer and do convert to smart. Where is it? Convert to smart object. Then we're gonna resize it, make it a little bit smaller, and we'll do the same thing we did with Jimmy. We're going to hold shift and click on one of these squares. Hold shift to maintain the ratios so it all stays the same. And he's pretty big, so let's bring him down to about that size right there. So we're clicked on the layer. Let's click on the rectangular marquee tool And let's select where we think the rest of his body would approximately be. Sometimes it just randomly does a really great job. Hit Generative Fill, hit Generate. Oh, dang. He's a little thin, but who cares? Oh, that one's perfect. See, that time it just randomly did a really great job. It's always reticent to show the feet. That one's even better. His body position is weird. I don't think he's that thin. Okay, great. Let's click on our Generative Fill layer, make sure that's highlighted. Hold Shift, and click on your other layer, right click to merge layers. So now it's all one layer. Whoop. There we go. We're gonna hit the Move tool. We're going to hold Shift to maintain the ratios again, and then just bring this a little bit up so we can finish out his shoes. Let's do Elliptical Marquee tool, highlight the area where his shoes would be. Hit Generative Fill, hit Generate. It always wants to extend his feet farther and farther. I hate that. Control Z, Control Z. Let's do deselect. Actually, let's just grab this whole layer right here and just do Generative Fill, Generate. We'll just grab that whole area. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I think I did not grab enough of the edge of the picture that I was having trouble with before. So we got rid of the speaker and we've got his shoes now. It's making his feet like too small. But it doesn't matter because the image is going to be small. So click on our Generative Fill layer, make sure that's highlit. Hold Shift, highlight the other layer, right click, merge layers. So now it's all one. And now we're going to click on our one layer. Now that they're all merged, we're going to go to Remove Background and we'll see how it does. Okay, that's not bad at all. We've got our Elon pick. So File, Export. We're going to export as a PNG. Export as PNG. We're going to call it Elon Final. Great. New project. Let's pull both of our boys into the project. 19 by 20 by 1080 since this is for YouTube. File, open. Let's do Mr. Beast Final. Okay, let's grab that layer and put it on our project. Hit the Move tool, put him over here like this. Let's put him over here since he's indicating to the right. File, open. Let's pull in, double click Mr. Elon Musk. Layers. Bring him over here next to Jim Jam. Oh, that's pretty sick. Okay, so let's use the rule of thirds and Jim Jam should be right there. Elon Musk should be right there. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? So we've got our Jim Jam, we've got our Elon. Let's put him on Elon's rocket. Let's just do rectangular marquee tool, grab the whole entire background on this new layer that I just made. You make a new layer, by the way, by hitting this plus down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And then I've hit rectangular marquee tool to grab the whole thing. We're gonna do Generative Fill so it knows the area we're working with. The cockpit of a rocket. Elon Musk and Jimmy go to space. It's not that unrealistic. I am Nostradamus. Okay, that's kind of crazy. No. Whoa, that's sick. I like this one. So let's hit Generate again just to see what else it'll come up with. My prompt was a bit general, so we'll see if we can do a little bit better. Nope, maybe. It's a little bit busy. Let's try that one. Okay, now we are clicked on the cockpit. Let's bring that down below the layer we were working with. Okay, so now it's down below them. Let's actually hit Move and let's make this a little bit bigger by holding Shift. Oh, that works. That works. Let's make it a little bit bigger, like they're standing in front of the window. That kind of works, actually. Click off of that. Now for that layer, for our spaceship layer, we're going to come up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. We're going to make them stand out a little bit more. The Jimmy and the Elon layer. Don't want to go too much Gaussian blur, just a little bit to make them stand out. That's kind of beautiful. Hit OK. Now let's do Elon, right click. Where's blending options? Blending options. Let's do drop shadow again to make him stand out a little bit more. Make sure the angle is correct. Let's put the opacity 100% until we get the positioning figured out. Increase the distance a little bit. So now let's bring the opacity down a little bit, bring up the size a little bit, and bring the distance down a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Hit OK. Now let's do the same thing with Jimmy. Highlight his layer, right click, blending options. He'll probably look better since he's got a lighter color. Drop shadow. Okay, good. Mr. Beast and Elon Musk go to space. Thanks for watching. This was just kind of an exploratory thing. And be sure to hit the like button. Oh, if you liked this video, make sure to check out one of these videos next. I got a lot of info on Generative Fill. Bye!